Windcatcher asks about my change in interest throughout the last 10 years. Music has always been a recurring interest for me. I love music. Minecraft and Terraria probably came around the same time, and then I played Geometry Dash for quite a while. Pokemon games probably came around this time, and since then I've been doing a lot of composition. I probably got into speedcubing soon after, and then Tetris came along. Kevo asks, do you have a dog small fish? The answer is no. Corby asks, what do you think about the limit of freestyle PCs? Now I'm curious as to if you mean freestyle PCs in general, so like freestyle setups, or just like consecutive PCs altogether. You can get really far with freestyle setups if you consider what pieces you can get in each bag, but most of the top players have learnt specific setups for each PC number, because it's just more consistent. As for what the limit for the consecutive PCs is, I'm not really sure. I would like to see it pass 300 one day, surpassing what was done with Taz 4 years ago. Ham asks, in general, what do you want to try to make a hobby out of in the future? Cooking actually. That sounds pretty fun. Like, I've been watching a lot of food videos recently, and yeah, I want to put those skills to use someday. Avelia asks, will Fish learn mid-game? Why you gotta do me like that? Ham also asks, will you conduct PC research? Yes, of course. I've been looking at Q-based second PC setups recently. Kib the Slime asks, has Tetris Effect Connected changed how you play Tetris at all? It's taught me how to handle high gravity without the help of zero ARR, so that's really cool, and I've been using some of those techniques for blitz runs. Needle asks, will Fish answer this question? Nepal asks, will Fish quit Cube? I mean, I already have basically quit. Kevo asks, what's your opinion on your PC videos being used as background music, cause it's good? Go for it, man, I'm not gonna stop you. Colonel asks, how's Fesh? Also, what do you think of his picture? I'm well, and here's the picture for you guys to see it. Pretty nice rank gain. I rate this image a 7 out of 10. Fort asks, question. Thanks for your question. Aza asks, actual question, how did you discover Tetris, and when was it? This is a different answer than what I've given before, but I think it's from a Doremi video. That video, which is like, Tetris player is at a slight disadvantage. And then I think I saw my friends playing in a Tetria custom room, and then I joined. And we'll say this was like 15, 16 months ago. Zephania asks, when will Fish embrace cat? I'm allergic to cats, unfortunately. Radical Macaroni asks, how small's your fish? Quite small, I think. Sek asks, do you have in real life, or is it fake? What? QL asks, how's your day? I would like to sleep more, but otherwise it's good. Colgate asks, can I be in the video? Wait, Colonel asks, are you playing Among Us and is it Intruder? That's a bad question. Frey asks, when more Small Fish music? If only they got more views. Aza asks, another serious question. Since you are the Fesh and Vaporeon, how and when did you discover Pokemon? I had a really old Pokemon Yellow cartridge, and I think that's where I started off. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team was also really good. The music from it just hits different. Crispy asks, Gladys.
I'm a bit tired of hearing people saying, I don't know how to do my job properly. And I think that's really mean. I remember being criticised. Just remind everybody how criticised I was. That's not acceptable. I hope everybody likes staying at home because we are going to go into lockdown forever.
Kip asks, favorite onomatopoeia? Plop. Monkey asks, thoughts on Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky. Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky. Seems good, I guess. Furry asks, how to become a fish? Obtained with Neptune's show in Terraria. Peck asks, thoughts on Sibelius? Also Sibelius versus musical. Now, I'm definitely biased towards Sibelius because I've been using it for quite a bit longer, but I do respect musical because it allows people to have a good engraving software without having to pay a lot of money. Zephania asks, how to RNG? Ham asks, have you ever eaten fish? No. Colonel asks, fish GD stream when? Probably never, I am too incompetent. Zephania asks, is Fish capable of performing comprehension of a vocal communication system known as Korean? It would be nice if I could speak Korean, but I cannot speak Korean. JJ asks, who is the cutest person in PC Gang? Oh, okay. Clumsy Cuba asks, have you played Celeste? No, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. YSMQTHLQYH asks, is this a good question? No. A.H asks, favorite PC? Well, here's one I got recently. OrangeZ21 asks, what should I do if I forgot how to downstack? Simple. Face Ninja asks, what makes you like PC spam more than other playstyles? Do you think Perfectly should be nerfed? And what are your hopes for the character update? I like PC spam because I'm good at it, and I win because I use it. I do think that PC should be nerfed, but if it's feeding me wins, then I reckon it can stay. And for the character update, I hope they seriously overlook something and I can still open a main. Nobody asks, do you know more than 69 PC or DPC setups? Yeah, I do. Speechless asks, where's your accent from? I love it. I'm Australian, but I don't think I have the typical Australian accent. I'm glad you like it though. Yago Chama asks, how are you as Fish, and how to be pro on PC and everything? For lack of a better phrase, practice does make perfect. Haha, perfect clears. Like I said in a previous video, watching other people's replays is really valuable. Oh, and also, I'm fine. Huyen asks, if yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, yes, no. Clumsy Cuba asks, which DPC setups are not worth learning and which are most important? And what are the most common PC setups you use for each PC? For DPC, it's really dependent on what you're learning DPC for. If you're using something like Gummisho stacking or like SDPC, you're not going to be saving pieces like L or J that much, so you don't have to worry about the L or J setups. The ones that are most important are going to be S, Z, and O. As for PC setups, I actually have a video on this, so yeah, go watch that. Mickey asks, where can you find all source for PC? Well, join the PC Gang Discord server, link is in the description. We got a bunch of questions from Caboozled Pie. So what motivates you to play? Is it something internal or external? Well, think this way. Without sounding egotistical, I am pretty good. So I feel like I have to retain that standard. And the way to retain that standard is by playing. As for my favorite loop, it might come as a surprise because I don't use this opener. But it's Hachi Spin 5-bag loop. And it's pretty cool. I think the coolest thing is that it has this upside down TSD. So yeah, now that you're the PC mode world record holder, are you focusing more on versus or modes like Ultra or Blitz? I gotta make this really clear, I don't care that much about Ultra or Blitz. I just play it because it's cool. I am playing some Tetra League, but I'm not really making an effort to improve mid-game aspects, for example. Who's your favorite opponent to fight in versus? I don't really know. I don't like playing any of the people I play in Tetra League, but I have been practicing against Avilia. Avilia is pretty cool. Shout out to Avilia, by the way. Who would you consider to be your biggest rival and why? Probably Zephania. We had like sort of a tug of war for blitz scores for quite a while, and we're like constantly seeking to outperform each other. And lastly, why Vaporeon in particular? Well, did you know that in terms of nah, it's just a cute Pokemon. Your mum asks, how did you learn and what motivated you to learn PCs? I definitely started with a hard drop wiki, and then Fallout, and then I came to PC Gang Discord server, and they had a lot of good resources there. So yeah, join PC Gang. Communism also has a bunch of questions. Do you enjoy Tetris Effect Connected? Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Kid the Slime for gifting me the game. What an angel. Personally, I'm a bit mixed on it. Like, there is no doubt that the graphics and music are both awesome, and I sort of don't like the controls. I mean, that's a silly thing to complain about because it's a guideline game, but yeah, that's just me being honest. It's good overall. How do you balance Tetris and IRL? I don't. I am seriously lacking in self-control. If I were to set aside time to just learn 1st to 7th PC, how long would it take to get to a point where I could get back to 1st about half the time? Considering how inconsistent 1st and 6th PCs are currently, I think it's gonna take a lot of work. Like, even I'm not that confident that I could complete a loop a lot of the time. And how did you get to be so dang cute? I'm not cute. Two questions that are basically the same. What do you want to study at uni? Definitely music. Otherwise, I'm not so sure. Also, can I just point out how funny, like, the auto responses are? Everything, nothing, both! Hentacle Tentai asks, what do you think is limiting you from having number 1 Blitz or number 1 Ultra? Yep, it's all missed drops. Tappy asks, how do you compose good music, and what inspires you to make a track? It's kinda hard to describe because it's all pretty natural. As for what inspires me to make a track, it depends. Like, I take inspiration from just like my current emotional state, nature. There's a bunch of things you can take inspiration from. Solar is Solar asks, what do you think about Kagari? I could not care less. Mugiwara26 asks, aside from Tetris and music, what other hobbies do you dabble in? Now that I think about it, I don't really do that much else. Master101 asks, what's your favorite Tetramino? The T-piece, it's cool for T-spins, and it's good for PCs. Where'd you get the name Smallfish from? Small and fish, and like Vaporeon is kind of like a fish. Yeah. How'd you get into Tetris? I kinda already answered this one. How many PCs do you think people will be able to get in the distant future? It's really hard to give a numerical value to this one. Like, in the end of the day, it's gonna be like a patience test. Once people get super good and like just don't miss solves. Or it could also be RNG game. CM Dingo asks, who inspired you to play Tetris? Yeah, so probably a bunch of the YouTubers that I watched when I was pretty new to the game. So like, Dormy, Wumbo, Wabi Tetris, actually. That channel set me forth. What software do I use? Your editing skills are nice. Thanks. I picked up Premiere Pro and actually got that just for RNG game free, but it's been super useful since. Alright, this is the last set of questions I'm gonna answer for today. It's 5 AM, I need a break. Beat asks, what are you proudest of accomplishing in terms of Tetris that isn't or wasn't a world record? Probably kind of an unconventional answer, but getting the Infinite Finesse tournament to happen. That was so fun. Staffing and commentating was just great experience. Favorite or least favorite part of the community? The more puzzle-based side of the community is pretty cool, which in part is why I've been doing perfect clears. Yeah, I've been getting into T-spin puzzles recently, and those are also really fun. Least favorite? I think some people in like the competitive community like make it really elitist, and that also seems to be the place where there's the most drama, if you could even call it that. Favorite PC setup that I've done? There are some wacky ones for sure, yeah, absolutely. This Cubase second PC setup is especially absurd. I mean, just look at this, like what the hell. Also, why can't I beat you in versus? Do I have to learn stick spin? What do you mean, like you've beaten me a couple times in Tetra League? Congrats on 1k? Well, thanks. And on that note, thanks to all of you for subscribing and for watching this video. See you guys.